Don't forget, we're on TV.
Oh, right, there it is there.
It means I can't make silly jokes.
Oh, it's right there.
Okay. So we're gonna call the regular meeting of the Town of Bethany Inland Wetlands Commission together. Today is December 15th, 2025. It is 7:31 PM. My name is Chris Sullivan. I'm chair of the commission, and we'll just introduce ourselves. So we'll start with Fritz.
Fritz Horstman, Ed Becker, Nick Steiner,
Jim Nichols.
And we're missing Paul Mangino, but is he coming? I didn't see anything that's saying he wasn't, so. So who do we? Full member. Oh, so we're good. All right. So we have no public hearings this evening. We have two items that we're receiving under new business. The first one is Joe's Farm LLC, 54 Cedar Road. And Mr. Garcia is here to review that with us. This is for site plan approval, stormwater management plan for re-subdivision and construction of a single family house.
Okay. For the record, my name is John Paul Garcia. I'm a licensed professional engineer and surveyor, licensed to practice state of Connecticut. Principal officer of Land Fairwood Road in town of Bethany. I'm here representing Joe's Farm in the matter of a subdivision of one lot. Parcel. This is Pole Hill Road. It's about 33 acres on the west side of Pole Hill Road. This is the corner of Virginia Rail. This is Cedar Road right here. The intent, and this is, like I said, approximately 32 and a half acres. The intent is to break one lot off on the south side. It will follow stone wall on the west side where the house is. It will access off of Bull Hill Road. Actually, let me put this right. Here's Pole Hill Road. And so the intent is to bring a driveway there, alongside the driveway, around the stone wall, come in and access a modest house. Garage under. Septic system over here. It's approximately 100 feet from the closest disturbance to the wetlands. You have 150 foot upper review area. The majority of the disturbance is in the house itself is outside the 150 foot upper review area. And that's basically it.
So there's direct filling to create a driveway.
Yes, there's grading along the edge of the wetland right down here, this piece right here.
And when the application lists 500 square feet of disturbance directly to the wetlands, that's
Right.
what you're referring to?
Yes, I think that's
Or
right.
something like a 10-foot wide.
Yes.
Driveway by 50 feet long?
Yeah.
To the wetland?
Yes. You see the note?
So sheet C3 doesn't seem to show any grading going on in that area.
It will show up on the sheet. No. It's printed very light. I apologize. It shows up, the contours show up very light on sheet 3. I'll have to darken it for the print.
Not seeing any contours there.
Yeah, the contours are very light.
I hear it.
And yeah, there's a proposal, 312 right there. He's just filling here and then here. There's the contour right here. And these are the proposed contours.
So what's gonna happen on the side facing the wetland going this way?
This is just gonna be a gravel base because this is the anti-tracking pad and then just gravel on top. But there's no flow coming this way. There's no flow coming from the south. The flow to that wetland apparently is all coming from the west. This side here. And and the reason I'm pretty sure the
So
reason it's
there's a
here,
head wall here.
There's a
is
head
that
wall here.
feeding over
yes, that's
into the
correct.
wetlands on the other side.
That's correct, and there's another one up higher. And the reason this wetland is here, I'm pretty sure, is because Pole Hill cut it off
Well,
when they built, because Pole Hill's in a wetland.
well, it probably was joined before they put.
Yeah,
Pole Hill.
that's what I'm saying. That could be there because Pole Hill backed it up, or it could be there because it cut it off.
I think it's probably because they cut it off. But anyway, do you have a soil scientist report?
That was included as part of the,
This is the first one I'm seeing.
yeah, there should be a copy of the report should be included as part of the application package. It was done by Ken Stevens in 2012.
I have been told that those reports are valid for like 5 years now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's news to me.
I went to a conference. A bunch of soil scientists.
So we'll have to get it flagged. Okay,
Yeah, you can do that. That would be.
I will have it reflagged.
Um. So there's no input from a soil scientist as to the impact that that will have or not have to the wetlands that are there. That are being
We
built.
we'll get one for you.
Yeah, no. It's, yes. We need that.
Okay.
Anybody else got any comments at this point?
Is it a bit early to be talking about alternatives?
I think we need information. You've got, if you got a question, ask them.
Well, I'm just sort of anticipating the issue arising of a feasible and prudent alternative to the application as submitted. Because you are looking to cross just the bare end of the wetland as they exist to get in from Pole Hill, and I'm wondering if you've considered, say, connecting the driveway to this proposed house to the one on the existing house, that there's a driveway to the existing house on this lot, that I guess would come across the stone wall on the western border.
You're talking about coming off Cedar Road.
Yeah, and then there's the driveway off of Pole Hill on 81, it looks like, which is a different person's property, but it's right next to where you
Are we
look.
coming in here?
Yeah,
Well, you can't do that.
we can.
Okay.
You can't, and
So,
then
My
coming
first
in through
idea.
here, it's. You know, you have to create a 25-foot strip there, and if we start to do that, if you notice. You've only got 77 feet, so you have to come in here and swing.
Mhm.
So odds are, we may or may not be able to make the front setback.
for the driveway?
Yeah, because you have to have a 25-foot fee simple.
Okay.
So you can't just bring the driveway in here, make a hard right.
Okay.
Yeah, is it a 50-foot front yard?
What's that?
Isn't it a 50-foot?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, if you have a 25-foot, if you have a 25-foot. Driveway. And a 50-foot front setback, you've just barely got 77 feet. You can't just make a driveway that comes in terms of hard 90. Because don't forget, you still have to get emergency vehicle access, and they'll never make the turning radiuses.
And where the driveway does turn toward the proposed lot, and then looks like it goes off into this existing gravel drive, is that a problematic turn radius there that you're?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is when you're coming off the end of Cedar Road,
Yeah, onto the existing.
you have to,
the
into
existing
the
house.
existing driveway, and now you have to make a hard right. Well, you have to
And
put
it's
in
already
a,
doing that sort of, isn't it? Just to be
No.
clear. I mean,
no, this is just, the house is right here,
yes, and the driveway to that house.
it's
looks
straight
like
in
it's
from
making-
Cedar Road. It comes straight in from Cedar Road.
And it's, you're pointing at the driveway and it does
Yeah.
turn toward the east, which is a right. I
That's
guess,
just, this
is that a-
is just a little bit for the driveway. We're talking about bringing in a major driveway that you have to put a turning
I'm
radius
talking
on.
about extending that driveway through the stone wall to get to the proposed lot, which would not necessarily introduce any additional curvature to the existing driveway. Are you suggesting that the existing?
You have to have a fee simple access to the lot. So that means you have to put in a 25-foot strip that's owned by this lot.
Okay.
When you do that, you now have to put turning radiuses on to make sure you can get a fire truck or an emergency vehicle in there.
Mhm.
And you only have 77 feet from the front of the house. So if you put in a 25-foot, if you do, let me do it.
Maybe.
If you do a 25-foot. This is approximate, by the way, please, so. Well, the first thing you do is we now have a problem with frontage for this lot. So I have to see what I have here for frontage. And then I have to be able to bring in a fire truck and I have to be able to put a turning radius on there. And that's bigger than 25 feet.
Got it.
I can take a look at it and I'll bring in a sketch if you'd like.
It sounds like what I'm missing is the fee simple issue that affects the feasibility of extending the existing driveway.
We talked about that. It didn't need to be practical.
Okay, can you elaborate?
Yeah, what I just told you. We don't have enough frontage and we can't make the turning radiuses, but I'll bring in a sketch that shows that.
I think we're talking about two different things again. It sounds like the fee simple issue interferes with my suggestion, which would be to extend the existing driveway,
Correct.
the existing curvature.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
But I can bring a sketch and just for the record, if you'd like, I'll be more than happy to bring in a sketch that shows that.
I think I can visualize it, but I appreciate
Okay.
the offer.
Okay.
So I'm not familiar with the zoning regulations here in town anymore. So does it have to be in fee simple when it has road frontage?
We're having tremendous issues with shared driveways.
No, I know.
And so the question is, you're encumbering another piece of property with an easement. And it seems to be causing a lot of problems. Most people don't, and we were just joking about that, long driveways. Encumbering other parcels is getting questionable. I've got one week going now where we have either a fence stakeout or people fighting over who owns what.
So
And
I'm sorry, is this the only house on the entire parcel? at the
Correct.
moment? Oh.
Yeah.
So this is an older house?
yeah, this was built in the 60s. 65.
It's not that.
Well, it's around 1752, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I can't tell from here. I'm just trying to get my head around this. This is the end of the cul-de-sac. And
Correct.
is this held in feet? Is this part of this lot?
I have to see that's what I said before, is I have to check and see what they have for fee simple ownership.
Because to me, this is showing where the actual paved portion of the.
It doesn't show the line coming down this way, is what you're
Yeah,
asking.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said I can produce a sketch that shows all that stuff.
Just for
Sure,
ha-has, I mean, hypothetically, if for some reason the cul-de-sac, if this is owned by the town up to here, then hypothetically, you might be able to take a separate driveway off. And then,
I have to see where the side yard
so
is.
you know what we're talking about.
Yes, I know that's why I said I can produce a sketch that shows what you're talking about. That's not a big deal.
Because we've got a couple other housekeeping things to look at anyway. Anybody else got any questions at this stage of the game?
But I appreciate the offer of making the sketch. I think that'd be helpful.
I'm sorry,
I appreciate the offer of the sketch. I think that'll be helpful.
yeah,
So, if we get somebody out there, they can just recreate the wetland flat. I mean, I don't see any need to go all the way up here. I'm just interested in
yeah.
down here.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the person we're thinking of calling is Martin Brogy.
No,
Don't call
you can't call Martin. He's ours.
him? Okay.
Sorry.
I'm having trouble getting that. I'll see what I can do.
I'm sorry. He's our guy.
Okay.
He's our guy. So, yeah, if you can get, I would just do the
Fine.
corner piece. And then, if we can get, a report on, what if any impact there would be. I understand that this is an upper corner and that it probably feeds under, but they'll
Okay,
opine on all
well-
of that.
It'll probably be Bill Kenny.
Whoever. And then we'll just watch the weather, because, if the snow melts, we can, and it gets reflagged, we could go out and do a site visit.
You wanna wait until it gets flagged?
Oh, yeah, I don't see any
Okay,
point
then
in
I'll
going out
call,
until it gets flagged.
I'll call Bill tomorrow morning and we'll see what we can do. And I'll send
I
a,
don't know that there's. I don't personally see any need to flag anything up around the house. Because I'm assuming that the stone wall would remain in place.
yes, that's correct.
Um. Does anybody want anything else flagged? I'm just preparing John for, should he be able to have this thing flagged and we get a window where the snow is melted and we can get out there.
Well, the good Lord will be.
Yeah, I
fine.
think just this area. is what
Yeah.
we need.
Yeah, so if when we go out, we'll just keep a watch on it, and then, if you can just flag the center line of the driveway and the far edge.
Sure,
I think that's all I'm thinking.
and
But
only up to the stone wall.
Shouldn't be.
I don't even think you need to go up to the stone wall. I mean, if you want to, fine, but it's gonna hug. It's gonna hug
It's gonna hug the stone wall.
the stone wall on the side, and then it's just gonna cross up to there.
Yeah,
So the impact is down in this lower portion. All right, anybody else got any questions? I don't wanna hog.
No point in adding additional flagging around here since this is within the upland review area or the whole drainage.
There's a stone wall. This acts as a curtain drain, so anything that's gonna come there is gonna follow the stone wall.
There's very little slope, yeah.
Yeah,
or flow through.
Sounds
yeah.
good.
So, okay. Thank you. All right, so we'll potentially watch for a window to do a site visit. And go from there. Okay, next up, Garcia, we get to see you again. This is 15 Schaefer Road, Peter Forchetti is also here. So cool. This is my handwriting. Wow. 1981.
What,
This is me, 1981.
when we first started this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
Okay,
what's his name, the two brothers. Were the ones who did the split. In the late eighties, early nineties, what they, contract. He lived on the corner of Peck and Beckmore. And then he moved.
Garceau.
Garceau's. The Garceau did the split when he bought 9, and then this became 15, and that was late eighties, early nineties.
All right, so you're gonna do Mr. Forchetti now,
Yes.
okay. Does everybody have that one?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's under the file. Okay, we're good.
This is an after the fact permit, for the pool, the fence, and the patio. We have permits on the garage and shed and the house. And the septic system. Next customer.
Okay. So it says new disturbed area, which goes into the wetlands.
What's that?
Says new disturbed area,
Yeah, that's the area that,
and it goes into the wetlands.
so that has to be restored. I think before we do that, I think you're gonna wanna walk it.
Yeah, I think so.
This one is pretty self-evident. You can do this in almost anything.
I guess my first question, why did you do this without a permit?
For the record, this was for Peter Forchetti, he's the owner.
Yes, I know. I know Peter.
Well, no, but I.
No, I know.
I gotta keep the record.
So you knew you needed a permit to do the garage or the shed, one of the two of them.
That was done already.
No, I know you did, but you knew you needed it for that, so why didn't you come back to us for the pool? I'm not concerned about the patio, but. And then the new disturbed area, that. Okay. So, that being said, we need to go walk this. Okay. Can,
Snowing around now.
well, it'll melt, we're gonna have rain on Friday.
That one you can do almost any time.
Yeah. Can you recreate? Where this is,
Sure, we can
if
mistake.
you can put. Recreate this wetland flag, so wetland flag 16 through 13, I would think.
Sure.
Would that be helpful to everybody?
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Okay, and
Okay.
everything else is there, so we'll see.
Okay.
Okay, and is that, we're running off of the original wetland flagging for this one from when the house was done, which was only a few years ago. So
Yes,
it should be.
that's correct.
So,
Okay.
we'll just, the sooner you can recreate that, then if we have a window to go out and do site inspection, we will.
I will call the office tomorrow and do word with Veronica, about the soil scientist for Pole Hill Road and about when we're gonna get those. They probably will not get flagged this week.
Yeah, well, I'm not planning on doing any inspection this week.
Well, how about next week? If I get somebody in.
Next week is Christmas on Thursday. And then, I don't know, so,
I will advise the commission when we get it done. So it may not get done this week or next week.
all right, so we'll talk about site inspections, and when you call Veronica, she can give you. What dates we make, because we'll probably pick a couple just because I don't know what the weather's gonna be. Okay. So that's those two.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. All right, so, we have no old business. We have minutes from August 18th and November 17th. My crew read them? Everybody read them?
Eighteenth,
Happy New Year.
we were waiting for some
Merry Christmas,
clarification from,
Town
Happy New
council.
Year.
So we're gonna hold off on the 18th because I gotta get a hold of him before he leaves. Cause it's my understanding they're gonna be discussing a new town council, because we've had a change of leadership within the town. And typically when that happens, you'll get a change in town council, so, yeah. We'll hold off on that one.
Okay.
Okay. And so November 17th. Nick's good with it?
yeah, I looked through this, I didn't see any issue.
Same.
In second.
Yeah, we'll give him all that.
So we're holding off on the 18th.
So that's the one where we made the decision on Never, and that one's been appealed, so I want to make sure that the motion accurately reflects what was said. Although I don't know, can you? That's not on YouTube, that meeting. No, that wouldn't have been.
To do what?
The meeting of August 18th, that would have been recorded, but not through the owl for YouTube.
Yeah, it would have been through the other recording device, which we should have the recording.
I'm just saying YouTube's good because you can do transcripts.
Yeah.
It's sometimes interesting seeing how they transcribe it, but
Mhm.
all right. Are you really, really busy?
Sometimes. Depends if there's application.
If in your copious spare time, you have time to look at we just need to look at the motion part of that meeting, and that's what we need.
Okay, so do you want me to send you like a snippet of that?
Yeah.
Of the recording?
Yeah, if you can,
Okay.
yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
And then we can move that along. Okay. So,
Mhm.
that sound reasonable? Okay.
Yeah.
And look at me, I'm on TV, isn't that terrible?
Mhm.
So who's gonna make a motion to approve the minutes
I'll-
of November
I
7th?
move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on November 17th.
As submitted. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, okay. Got a set of approved minutes. Under conferences, bills and appropriate commission action, we have a bill from Briscoe Engineering in the amount of $1,252.50. And I'm presuming that this is for Nevo, maybe? What was this for? Or was this for the one on Cheshire Road? Is it in here?
It's in this blue invoice truck. Yeah, the bill.
Until usually tell us. 2011, yeah, it's 211 Cheshire Road. Veronica, do you know if we had the applicant pay for that?
I'd have to look back at the fees. they
Okay.
charge.
Okay, because that, we need to recoup that from them.
Okay,
I don't think there would be an issue, but, and irregardless, we have to pay for it anyway, so, I would move that we pay the bill in the amount of $1,252.50, provided to us by Criscolo Engineering for their review regarding 211 Cheshire Road. This bill is dated December 4th, 2025. That's my motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, Jim.
Is that with the provision that we are waiting to find out if it's gonna be reimbursed?
No, we have to pay it because we engaged his services.
Okay,
I mean, we owe it to him to
Right,
do
right,
it, but
okay.
we should, we'll also pursue having the applicant reimburse the town for that. And we can tell them there's been a change in staff, and so we're just catching up.
okay.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion on that?
No.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion carries. Okay, we also have a bill, from the Southwest Conservation District. This is an annual donation, whatever you want to call it, that it's in the amount of $1,500, and it's been this amount forever. And it's a stipend that's given in by all the municipalities that they provide services to. And trust me, we get far more than $1,500 in services back out of them, either us or residents in the town, because anything that they do, they don't charge for. So like if somebody wants to dredge a pond, they can go out, take a look, see at it and advise them on that. They're really good. They also work with the high school students down at the high school. They have an AP, an environmental AP program, and so they've had them out there down at the high school doing projects removing invasive species around the high school. So, you know, it's teaching our youth about the importance of the environment and taking care of it. So it's really kind of neat. So I will again make a motion to pay the $1,500. This is in our budget, by the way, I did check, for this, the Southwest Conservation District.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I believe that Leslie's already paid it, but this confirms that we're doing it. Okay, I don't think we've had any new news on 34 High-Ann.
No,
And this was the one where they were engaging a soil scientist. So, maybe you could send a note out to them, just saying, you know, the commission acknowledges that since September, we've been awaiting and based on Mr. Garcia's information, that soil scientists seem to be a little hard to get a hold of. They may be having the similar difficulties, so, you know, if they can at least appraise us of where they are with that, that would be helpful. And if they can get us that for the next regular meeting. 619 Bethmore Road, we are in the middle of changing town council, so there's no point in engaging one town council to advise us on this when we're gonna have a new one. So as soon as whoever that may be gets their feet wet, pardon the pun, we'll see if they can give us an idea of what we can do regarding that one. And that's it on that. It's the holidays and I really need to go and do stuff. I'm sure you guys and girls probably have stuff to do also.
Sure.
So I don't think we're gonna work on the rates tonight. That sounds like something we can take up in the new year.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
We do have a calendar of meeting dates. And the only one that I have a question about is the one that's for our May meeting. Typically, we always offset in January and February on Tuesday, because we have Martin Luther King Day and President's Day, and we obviously can't meet on those days because the town hall is not open. But on May 18th, that's the annual town meeting. And I think we need to push that to a Tuesday also,
Okay.
just so we can go to the annual town meeting and we're not, you know, parking's prime out here and we need to be able to park too. So the only thing I would do would be to change the May 18th date to the 19th, as long as there's nothing else occurring in here.
Okay.
And other than that, I don't have an issue with any of the other dates. Does anybody have? I don't think any of them. Let's just check real quick in September and make sure we're not dealing with any holidays that we should be
Everything
avoiding.
looks, Yom Kippur. I don't know if that's,
Oops. I'm here.
and
So September, we would be on the 21st. Oh, that's Yom Kippur. I don't know what day. The holiday starts at sundown the day before, so this is the first day of Yom Kippur. We don't have to have this in until the end of January, right? I believe the statute says that we have to post it with the town clerk by the end of January. Unless what you want to do is accept this, and then we can revisit that date in, at our January meeting, just to make sure that we're not conflicting. I'm not conversant with which days are days that shouldn't be worked on, or you shouldn't have meetings on.
Yeah, you're right. Yom Kippur is the 20th through the 21st of September.
Yeah, so we may not want to meet that night. So,
Should we just move that to Tuesday?
yeah, why don't we, out of an abundance of caution, just move it to Tuesday, and then we can accept that
That was September.
21st. So we'll move it
Push
to
that.
Tuesday.
The
Just,
22nd.
yeah, just to be respectful and on the safe side. Because I know there's days where you're not supposed to do stuff and have people not coming or whatever because of that. So I guess we should entertain a motion to accept with those two changes of May 18th to May 19th and September 21st to September 22nd. I'll make that motion. Can I have a
Nice
second?
second.
Fritz seconded. Any discussion?
You said the conflict on May 18 was with, what?
Annual town meeting.
Okay.
Uh,
Nothing further.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries.
if I could just make a quick recommendation on the And of course, like, it's open for discussion or,
Mhm.
um. Okay, commission review and discuss the inland wetland regulations for possible future amendments. I would just possibly recommend to maybe put like a drop dead date on that, because it has been on the agenda for months. I'm talking the specific, maybe moving the 150 to the 100 for the upland review area. Maybe like just say tentatively, like, by March, this will be a thing that we do.
Well, when we do this, we have to send it off to the state and then they have a review period. And I don't think we've intentionally been pushing it.
No, not intentionally, but I'm just saying, like, I'm wondering if we just put like a date or a goal date.
Well, I'm saying we will look at this in January,
Okay,
because tonight's just not a good night. So, and given what workload we have, I think in January we should be prepared to come and look at that.
yep, perfect.
And then in the interim, we can just see if I'll double check the DEEP website. They usually will put any legislation that's occurred out there that's gonna impact us on the thing. There is a new House Bill 8002, but it primarily focuses on planning and zoning commissions in terms of obligations for them regarding housing.
Yeah.
And I don't think it has anything to do with us, but we can double check that. So then if there's anything else that, if just take a quick read through the regs. And see if there's anything else you think we might want to discuss on that. The last thing that we had on here under other business is motion for default for failure to appear. I did get an email from First Selectman Carol Goldberg today, and she said that Vin Marino did file the necessary paperwork to continue that. And when the new town council is appointed, that they will be aware of that so that they can keep going on that. And this is not an unusual thing to do, so.
So who was in default?
We were,
We were in default because of the changeover.
no, because they didn't file part of it was because we had a change in staff.
Okay.
So we have to, when you get appealed, you have to create everything that they have to have. So the entire file has to get done. You have to engage someone who does a transcript of the entire meeting. And so everything that's there has to be copied and made ready. And it didn't happen in a timely fashion because we had
So he
change
filed
over.
an extension.
That's what he's done. So this motion for default is no longer there because an extension's been requested by Vin Marino, who's the current town council, at least until tomorrow. In which case, I don't know who will have. We'll find out.
Is tomorrow the day that they,
Apparently, the Board of Selectmen are having a special meeting and they will, whether or not they appoint someone, I don't know, but they will at least be discussing it. So. That's that. Okay, site inspection date. So why don't we look at some dates, just to have some dates out there, and obviously it will be dependent on what weather conditions look like. So after, I wouldn't assume that we would do anything until potentially the 3rd of January or the 10th. Do you want to assume maybe the 10th, or
Yeah.
is
but-
Saturday better than Sunday or Sunday better than Saturday?
Sunday's better for me.
Okay,
When we get to the 10th, 11th, either one's fine.
okay. Well, then why don't we run with the 11th? And then we'll just see what the weather does.
the 11th is a Monday.
Of January.
Oh, I'm at
January.
2027, geez, sorry. The 11th is Sunday, thank you.
What time? 8:30?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure.
And so I would say that we would start at Cedar Road first and then just go over to Mr. Forchetti's because they're both on that side of town.
Okay.
Then go
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
And then that would get us done before our regular meeting, which would be 20th, and then that still leaves us open with the 17th if we need to push it for some reason. But we still could have rain. Okay, so Veronica, if you could just let John Paul know that we're looking towards the 11th of January as a site inspection date.
Okay.
And that should give him and his crew ample time to reflag or whatever they need to do. And that's all I see on our agenda. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the group?
You said, starting at the 15 Schaefer for this site visit, or
No,
54.
we're gonna do
54.
Cedar Road first.
fast?
Safe.
Schaefer, Pole Hill, Schaefer, or Pole Hill or Cedar, whichever we look at. I mean, the wetland crossing is right off of Pole Hill.
Mhm.
So that would be the logical place to go. And then we would go to Schaefer. Is there anything else? Okay. Then we need a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
I got Fritz, you got a second? Okay, so Fritz
Oh, Fritz.
moved and Nick seconded, non-debatable motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, and best wishes